In the days when Jacob's family was growing into great nation of Israel, there lived a man named Judah, one of the 12 sons of Jacob. He had moved from his brothers and settled among the Canaanites, where he married and had 3 sons, Er, Honah, and Shelah. When Judah's firstborn, Er, became a man, Judah found him a wife, Tamar, a woman of beauty, dignity, and strength. But Er was a wicked man in the sight of the Lord, and God took his life. In those days, it was the custom that if a man dies childless, his brother would marry the widow to carry on the family name. So Judah said to his second son, Honah, "Go into your brother's wife and fulfill your duty as a brother-in-law. Raise up offspring for your brother." But Honah, knowing the child would not be counted as his own, refused in his heart. He acted deceitfully, and God was displeased with him and took his life also. Now Judah feared that his third son, Shelah, might also die if he married Tamar. So he said to her, "Live as a widow in your father's house until my son Shelah grows up." Tamar obeyed, waiting patiently year after year. But when Shelah became of age, Judah did not keep his promise. He had forgotten Tamar, or perhaps choosing to ignore her. One day, word came that Judah's wife had died, and he was going to Timnah to shear his sheep. When Tamar heard this, she knew Judah had not kept his word. Determined to seek justice, Tamar removed her widow's garment and covered her face with a veil. She sat by the roadside where Judah would pass. When Judah saw her, he thought she was a prostitute, for her face was covered. He approached her and said, "Let me come in to you." She asked, "What will you give me as a pledge?" Judah said, "I will send you a young goat." She replied, "Until you send it, give me your seal, your cord, and your staff." He agreed, and after their encounter, Tamar returned home, removed the veil, and put on her widow's clothes again. Months passed, and it became known that Tamar was with child. When Judah heard the news, his anger burned. "Bring her out," he said, "and let her be burned." But as she was brought out, Tamar sent word to Judah, "The man who owns this, the seal, the cord, and the staff, is the father of my child." Judah recognized them instantly. Shame and truth pierced his heart. He said, "She's more righteous than I, since I did not give her my son, Shelah." Tamar later gave birth to twins, Perez and Zerah. And through Perez, the line of Judah continued, leading generations later to King David, and eventually to Jesus Christ the Messiah. Tamar's story is one of courage, wisdom, and justice. Though wronged and forgotten, she stood for what was right, and God honored her faith and determination. Through her, we see that God's plan often works through the unexpected, and that He can bring redemption even from injustice. Sometimes, life may seem unfair, but God sees the truth. Like Tamar, stand for what is right and trust that God's justice will prevail in His perfect time.